Thank you. Thank you very much. What an honor to be here and to close the session. But closing the session is just putting a little curtain because the fight continues. And I think you've made it very clear, all of you today, that this is a fight that we've been engaged in for many years and we still have quite a way ahead. Sorry, before I launch myself into the meat of the discussion, I want to start by thanking wholeheartedly. First, the Natural History Museum for lending us, again, for second year, its amazing premises and also very fitting that it supports these initiatives. I want to thank as well wholeheartedly the Grantham Institute and Imperial College for partnering with us here and for providing us with true world-leading research on these issues, because we are advancing based on real science, and that's what allows us to understand what the problems are and how we can bring solutions. So big thanks to the Grantham Institute. But biggest thanks even to all of you that have been here, definitely to all the speakers, panelists and main speakers, and to all the audience for supporting this effort, because it is a collective effort. I think if we want to, and we do want to, address and conquer the problem of climate change, it is by bringing together governments and organizations and stakeholders and all elements of society in moving what requires really a full change of the model in which we produce, in which we live, in order to address the huge challenge of climate change. If anything, debates today have shown how there's a huge convergence in what needs to be done, but also in the urgency of doing this. I was really moved by the intervention of Fatou, and many thanks for shaking us a bit as well, and for bringing the urgency to the core, but also highlighting how the implementation of our agreements is so important. Yes, it's very good that we reach agreements, and I think if you look at all the COPs and everything that is made in the last years, it's impressive the amount of progress that has been made, but we have to continue that progress as well in terms of the implementation, and there's work to do there. The planet doesn't wait, so yes, let's get on it, and very encouraged as well by the words of the Minister of Azerbaijan on how Baku will be an enabling COP, will help us push things forward, but will help us to advance in this implementation. One concern that I have as an observer of international developments in the world is that I do hope and trust, and we have to be very careful to ensure that the geopolitical challenges that we're facing do not detract from our efforts. So we have to go beyond. This is something that unites the whole world community, and we have to continue pushing this forward jointly despite the difficulties of the moment and of the international situation. And another point, and then I'm coming now more to where the EU is, and I think Jake made a good already presentation of where we stand, and then you mentioned, Jake, the stability in EU positions. You know that we have had elections to the European Parliament, a new set of EU leaders will be appointed. We have tomorrow and the day after tomorrow at the European Council, important meeting, which hopefully will come with names of the President of the European Council, President of the Commission, the High Representative, Vice President, which are key figures to drive the European Union agenda forward. And this will be decided by their appointments in different ways, because there are different modalities, but they will be decided by the heads of state and government of the 27, and hopefully an agreement will be reached, and there are further procedures will be reached in the coming days. But I agree and concur fully with Jake that we do not expect any changes regarding the green agenda. This will continue to be at the top of the priorities of a new commission and at the top of the priorities of the European Union. We are committed indeed to enhance our green diplomacy and step up cooperation with partner countries. And we believe that multilateralism and global action are key for this. Every region, every country must do its part, and the EU is ready to do its part and to support others as well in this process. Top priority is to anchor and consolidate and deliver on global commitments, as I was saying at the beginning. And this, we have a first global stocktake of the Paris Agreement and the Global Biodiversity Framework, and this will help us also work towards an accelerated, just, and inclusive transition. The European Union will also step up cooperation at bilateral and regional levels to support the development and implementation of more ambitious green policies and broader green transition. The EU is committed to support partner countries in this critical decade in developing new ambitious nationally determined contributions, the NDCs, and in addressing barriers to their implementation. NDCs are key in driving ambition in the short term and deliver the commitments taken by all of us at COP28, including the first ever global agreement to transition away from fossil fuels in energy systems in a just, orderly, and equitable manner. The European Union calls on partners to integrate in their NDCs the global goals of tripling global renewable energy capacity and doubling annual energy efficiency by 2030. We have heard also how methane is a powerful greenhouse gas and its emissions are still rising. In Glasgow in 2021, at COP26, more than 100 countries joined the Global Methane Pledge, an initiative co-convened by the United States of America and the European Union. Today, we're urging partner countries to join the pledge if they have not done so already, and to take measures in all sectors, and energy in particular, to reduce methane emissions. But mitigation of emissions is not the only front in this fight. For the European Union, adaptation to change already happening now is equally important. And we heard the very important calls and testimony from the ambassador of Samoa and the High Commissioner also of Zambia earlier today. Work being done is commendable by affected countries, but they cannot do it alone. The European Union will continue to support adaptation and the global goal of adaptation. So that's a bit on the EU side, but since I am ambassador to the UK, if you allow me, I'll just say a few words also on how the EU and the UK are cooperating and partnering in this important endeavor. Not surprisingly, the EU and the UK are very much aligned on climate change. The UK has been contributing to the development of the EU climate change policy for many years. And of course, much of what it is doing today in its own policy is also inspired by what has been agreed within the European Union. So I think we're fully aligned, and we're grateful for the contribution it has brought, and we're grateful to continue working together with the UK and partnering in this endeavor. Looking ahead, therefore, we're eager to continue working with the UK to strengthen these links, whether it is as part of the Trade and Cooperation Agreement or internationally in this year of the 3 COPs. We have already seen the benefits of our collaboration through initiatives such as the North Sea Energy Cooperation, which aims to maximize the potential of offshore wind energy. But also very relevant, including for Imperial College, the association agreement signed by the European Union and the United Kingdom under the Horizon program, which leverages our combined strengths in research and development. We hope with this we can accelerate the deployment of cutting-edge technologies that are crucial for decarbonization. The EU-UK partnership is not only vital for our region, for Europe, it is of equally great relevance to the global community. Together, the European Union and the United Kingdom champion a more inclusive and equitable climate agenda. By supporting developing nations through capacity building, technology transfer, and financial assistance, we can ensure that the transition to a low-carbon future leaves no one behind. The European Union and its member states are the largest donors of international climate finance. The UK has been a major contributor too. As discussions in Baku this year focus on finance, we hope that other countries whose economy has grown significantly since the 1990s also join this pool of large donors. The upcoming COP29 offers us an unparalleled opportunity to further build on this agenda, to push for ambitious climate action, and to ensure that the voices and needs of all nations, particularly the most vulnerable, are heard and addressed. In conclusion, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of you for your active participation in this event, to fellow ambassadors and diplomats and panelists and speakers and colleagues from Brussels for insights and expertise that have been shared, and to all of you for making this a lively debate and challenging views and bringing also new data and new ideas to the fore. I would like to wish the Azerbaijan COP presidency team the best of luck and strong resolve in the last stretch before COP29 in November. And then, therefore, let us leave here with a renewed sense of purpose and determination, ready to forge ahead with the bold and transformative actions that our planet so desperately needs. Many thanks.